Welcome back to the Mindflow Wellness channel. My name is Lexi, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be doing a quick yin yoga for opening your hips and your lower back. Yin yoga is the yoga of surrender, so I challenge you to find softness in any place that you are feeling discomfort during this class. We'll begin lying on our backs, so find a comfortable position on your mat with your feet flat on the floor, knees facing up towards the sky. And we'll begin now to drop our knees from one side to the other in some windshield wipers, opening up into the hips and the lower back. Continue with this movement and draw your awareness to how your body feels right now. Maybe your hips and your lower back are super tight, or maybe they're really open. Maybe one side feels different than the other. And we'll meet back at center, placing one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. We're going to take some deep belly breaths here just to settle into the space. So as you breathe in, fill your entire belly with oxygen and release it with an audible sigh. Continue to take a few deep breaths here, just like this. And maybe even call in an intention for your practice today. So your intention can be in word, it can be an I am statement, just something for you to bring your mind back to when you notice it starting to wander. Taking a few more breaths here in the space. We'll pull the knees to the chest, just beginning to circle around, rocking over your sacrum and your hips. And we'll come to stillness here, grabbing onto that right knee, sending the left leg out long on the mat. You can begin to circle just the right knee, going one way and the other. And when you're ready, we'll bring the right knee all the way out, pulling it into our armpit, bringing it to the side of our body. Bringing the right knee back to center now. We'll interlace the fingers behind that right knee, sending the right ankle all the way up towards the sky, flexing into the foot. And when you're ready, we'll begin to melt the hands towards the chest, bringing that right knee just a little bit closer to our chest. You can begin to point into the toes if you want to, circling around the foot. This offers a really nice stretch in the top of the foot. Or you can just find stillness, whatever feels best in your body today. Bending back into that right knee, we'll release the right foot back to the mat, bringing the left foot to meet it, and we'll begin to drop our knees from one side to the other, doing some windshield wipers. We'll return back to stillness, pulling that left knee now into the chest, beginning to circle the left knee around. And when you're ready, we'll grab onto the outside of that left knee, pulling it into the left armpit. Bringing that left knee back to center when you're ready. We'll interlace the fingers behind that left thigh again, extending the left heel all the way up towards the ceiling, flexing into that foot. And when you're ready, we'll begin to melt the hands just a little bit closer to our chest, bringing that left knee closer to the chest. And when you're ready, you can begin to point and flex into that left foot, stretching out the top of the left foot. Bending back into that left knee, we'll bring both feet out long on the mat, taking a moment here to observe how the body feels. Continue to breathe and check in with yourself. Notice if your mind is starting to wander, and if it is, that's okay. Just come back to your intention. We'll bend back into the knees, bringing them up towards the sky, just enough so we can bring the bottoms of the feet to touch, dropping the knees open for a supine butterfly position. Breathing into the areas of tension in your body. And know that if you are feeling a little bit uncomfortable, that is exactly what is supposed to be happening. So I challenge you to soften into the discomfort of this posture. We'll bring the knees back to center, back to touch, just enough so that we can bend into that right foot, placing the right foot on top of the left thigh. We're coming into a figure 4 position here. Now, if this is giving you a stretch through that right hip, you can stay right here. And if you'd like a little bit more, you can interlace the fingers behind that left thigh, pressing the right elbow into the right knee, just to add a little bit extra. And you can rock from side to side, or you can stay still. Just really soften into this posture. Releasing your grip, allow your feet to fall back towards the mat, unwinding your legs. And we'll bring the left foot now to the top of the right knee, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh. And here you can rock back and forth, or you can just find stillness. Again, just working to soften into this posture. We'll release the legs here, setting the feet back on the mat, just enough so we can rock ourselves back up into a seated position. And once we're upright, we'll begin to sway from side to side, feeling into the side body and opening into the hips and the shoulders. We'll come back to stillness again, checking in again with your mind and your body. And if your mind has started to wander, again, call back in your intention. We'll begin circling through the hips now. So inhaling, bringing your chest all the way forward, and exhaling to round back through the spine. We'll continue moving through this 2 more times before we switch directions. Slowing down our circles now on this side, we'll come back to center, bringing the hands out and up towards the sky as we inhale. And as you exhale, we're just going to hinge forward from the hips, folding over in our Sukhasana, in our easy pose, stretching whichever foot, the hip of whichever foot is in front. You can keep your arms extended out long in front of you, or you can stack your hands, creating a little tabletop for your forehead. We'll unwind, pressing back up into a seated position, uncrossing the legs, putting whichever leg was behind in front now. You can shake your body out a bit here, grounding your sit bones a little bit more into the earth. And we'll inhale, bringing the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge forward again from the hips. Again, leaving your arms extended long, or you can stack them like a tabletop for your forehead. Meeting your edge as much as you can here, allowing your body to find softness in any areas that it can. We'll press back up into a seated position on our mat, taking some time to regroup and move. We'll send the legs out long in front of us now, again doing some windshield wipers, bending into the knees, dropping them from one side to the other. And then we'll lay all the way back onto our backs, coming into a supine position, sending the legs out long on the mat, getting ready to settle into our final resting pose, Savasana. Once you've landed in a comfortable resting position, you can place your hands, one on your heart and one on your stomach, or you can place them 6 inches about from your body. And we'll take a deep breath in here, filling our entire belly with oxygen, and we'll release it with an audible sigh. Again, taking one more deep breath in here, biggest breath that you've taken all day, holding it at the top, and releasing it with an audible sigh. If you'd like to hang out here for a little bit longer, feel free to do so. But if you're ready to conclude practice, you can wiggle your fingers and toes and meet me back on the mat. Thank you for showing up today and allowing me to guide you in your practice. I'm so proud of you for taking time to cultivate peace, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.